been an alcoholic most of my life. Well, most of my adult life. I would reckon from around about 25-year-old, maybe onwards, and I'm 60 next. And it's been a long, long travel. It's been a hike. I started drinking sort of steadily, and then it gradually built up to stronger drinks and stronger drinks. And after a while, the alcohol just took over. And I think I realised over the years I was an alcoholic from start. And life is not very good when you're drinking. I lied, cheated, stole, anything to get a drink, really. And really, it's a bad place to be. But over the years, I've had a lot of support and whatnot. But it was last year where I hit rock bottom. I starved myself, which is classed as self-harming, really. I didn't eat for around about 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks even. And just before Christmas, I was nearly dead because we know no food inside my stomach. And all the alcohol I've been drinking, I was drinking a lot then because I must have been on 2 bottles of sherry or anything, vodka, full bottle of vodka, 1.5 bottles of vodka per day. And all my feet were numb, lips were numb, the breathing was starting going. I think that's when I didn't have any alcohol in my body, actually working, because I didn't drink when I was at work. All my body was on shutdown by the end of the night and I just couldn't hardly walk. I couldn't even think. And I still didn't eat. So I got in touch with my doctor, which I was advised to do, which I'd advise anyone to do. You see your doctor, because anything in the future, you'll have to go through your doctor anyway. But I went to see my doctor and he put me in touch with CGL, which is based all around the country. And they were very good. They helped me. Got in touch with them. They assessed me. Assessed me and then had blood tests for hepatitis B and anything like that. And checked your liver functions and everything, blood pressure, what tablets you're on. And when I was assessed, my key worker, she actually got funding for detox. And I went into detox on 18th of December 2019.
How did you feel? How did you feel about going into detox? Do you remember what it felt like?
I was hoping to go in.
Yeah, you were.
I was begging to go in.
Were you scared?
No, I wasn't scared because I didn't have long to live. You know, it's a matter of weeks. If I hadn't got in there, I would have been dead. And it's quite frightening when you think back that you possibly happened to have been sat here talking to you now. You know, and it's quite frightening. So yeah, I went in there on the 18th of December, and I went in with a positive attitude. Actually, I think that's the thing what you should go in for. Some people don't think positive, and when you're in there, you've got different chores and whatnot. It's just like being at home, really, but you can't allow it outside by yourself, which is a good thing because you can't have a slide drink and whatnot. And 2 weeks, 14 days in there, we had our meetings in the morning. We have our meds to replace the alcohol what I've been drinking, and obviously no drink allowed in there. And eat well. I was eating well in there. I started eating again, which was a miracle because I think I'd lost around about 3 or 4 stone. And in there we had the AA visits as well, and external AA visits, which helped. And meditation, that was brilliant. Meditation every morning, and it just opened your mind and made you relax. And we all had our different chores in Ipswich. This was Ipswich recovery hub. This was, and we all had different chores each week, or every so many days, and we all helped in and chipped in. I think it was to keep your mind realistic of what life is really about. I know we went in there to get detox, but just to solely go in there and think about that, you can't. You've got to distract your mind as well. from the drink and everything. But they did a brilliant job with me because I loved every minute of it. And when I come out of there, I come out positive as well. A lot of people do relapse. Hopefully, I will not. I'm 4 months sober now. I'm 4 months sober, and I'm proud of it as well.
So, do you find yourself thinking about drinking? Do you crave alcohol still?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So, what have you used? What have you put in place? What do you have in your life instead of alcohol?
Right, I've gotten tablets from the doctor, which is a Camposate tablets, and I've got my thiamine tablets, which is supposed to suppress the craving. That's Camposate. Whether it's stopping my craving, I do not know. Whether it's me being positive, and all the support I've gotten, I've got support at work. I've got support at home. I've got CGL. I've got the AA meetings. I've got my key worker.
So let me ask you something. You said that you got in touch with CGL, that your doctor put you in touch with CGL. So how much does CGL cost?
It's free.
Okay, so
CGL is free. The detox is a government funded.
Okay, call it the Statutory Drug and Alcohol Services for our county.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So anybody can go in and access CGL, just like anyone can go into the doctor's surgery or the A&E of NHS type.
No, it is government funded, and any detox is government funded. But you can go private if you wanted to. You could pay private, but CGL tried to get you government funding, and you can get 2 weeks of detox, and then you can get the aftercare, the recovery as well. But that's I think that's 8 weeks in all. But I only got the 2 weeks, the 14 days detox. But it is free.
Yeah,
everything is free there.
Okay, so
and it's accessible.
Let me ask you something about AA. I've heard a lot of people who are either work in recovery or who are involved in the addiction world, and so many people have an opinion that AA is a religious organization. So if I was a Hindu or a Muslim, or what would it be like if I came to? You said they had AA in detox. How would you be treated if you had, and if you were an atheist, for example?
Treated all the same. It's a fellowship, and only thing they're bothered about is you being able to stop drinking, to help you, to guide you in that way. The word God is used, but it's the God of your choice. It's the God of your understanding. It's, I'm religious in a way. I'm not totally religious, but if you were a Muslim and you went to an AA meeting, they would shake your hand, open arms, make a cup of tea, sit down and chat, make you feel welcome. It doesn't matter who it is. The only thing what they care about is you being able to stop drinking. And they're marvellous. Yeah, the word God's mentioned, but it's the God of your choice, understanding.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's an higher power. It's an higher power. The word higher power is used, Your higher power could be your friends, or it could be your doctor, or even mine could be you, even. Do you know what I mean? My higher power, or CGL. It's of your understanding. And if you have an higher power, which is over you, you can actually sort of like reflect on that higher power when you're feeling down and think, right, I'll be able to control my life. The higher power will help me. You can ask for help. And it's, what am I trying to say? It's good to have an higher power anyway.
And it's different for everyone, isn't it? So
yes, it is.
It's quite hard to explain because it's something that everybody experiences for themselves. But
yeah, it's a spiritual thing.
Yeah,
it's a spiritual thing,
but not a religious thing. And it's
no, not religious. No, it's not religious. It's spiritual. It's a fellowship. It's a friendship and fellowship thing. And I mean, I like CGL. I love CGL. And I love the AA as well. But a lot of difference in between them. But they're still aiming for the same thing. It's for you to stop drinking or to stop having drugs or anything like that, and which is a good thing. I mean, your CGL's more science and, you know, medical, you know, making sure your medical state's good as well, your physical state and everything, and your mental state. But the AA is your spiritual state, because what people don't realise, you have got the spirituals. Everybody has. You know, you aren't just seeing things in black and white. You do think in your mind. You know, you think, is there something that can help me? And that's probably what you're searching for. You know, is there something else that can help me other than a doctor and whatnot? And they do that, and they do a very, very good job as well. Just now with the coronavirus, we're using Zoom as our meetings. We have one on a Tuesday and one on a Friday, and they're marvellous, you know. And you get a lot of people on there. We have been about 20 or 30 people at a time now. It all depends, you know, on the day. Yeah, and it brings people together. And if there wasn't the internet and Zoom, I think a lot of people would struggle out there without the meetings, you know.
Yeah. So one of the things that I see when people come into a recovery environment is they may have been at work where no one understood their substance misuse. They may have been at home where no one else could understand what addiction was like. But what's the difference about when you walk into CGL or when you walk into a recovery group? It's different.
Well, yeah, it is. When you walk into CGL, you know that you're going to get up. Recovery as well. Well, you've got to do it yourself as well. I mean, I'm thinking back. I'm thinking back a while ago about work, and I was on a substance abuse course, which was for drugs and alcohol, and it was a big meeting, and it went on for maybe an hour. We was doing breathalyzing and whatnot, and some of them didn't know I was an alcoholic. So what I did, one of the chappies in there, he was actually saying, "Well, I think they should be just sacked," you know. And I won't mention it, you know. It's a long time ago, but yeah. And so I just put my hand up and I was saying, "Excuse me, I'm an alcoholic," and I said, "And it's an illness, and I can't help it." I mean, my managing director was there, and managers, everyone was there, top people. And they opened it, they was quiet, and they listened to what I had to say. And the gentleman who was taking the actual course said, "That was quite brave of you to do that." I said, "Well, it's an illness, isn't it? You know, that's what it is." So that, in a way, the stigma of being an alcoholic at work ended there for me. And even now, even the managing directors and some of the group managing directors know I'm alcoholic. The direct managers, the supervisors. I think personally, the more people who know that you're an alcoholic, right, is good for yourself, because you don't have to hide anything. You don't have to hide. The worst thing about being an alcoholic, you tend to lie, hide, keep it back. You stay away because you don't want that stigma of, "Oh, he's going out drinking, just getting drink for drinking sake." But it's not. So I think the best thing to do is to actually tell as many people as you possibly can, and there is a benefit from that, because it keeps you on your toes, because you can't have a slight drink because people know that you're drinking. As many people know what you can, but the worst thing to do is lie about it. You must be honest all the time, and I think the AA actually do that. To try to make you be honest. Well, not make you, sorry, but try to help you to always be honest, be open. And the more open you are, the better you feel. I mean, I feel good. But I was nervous about doing this, but I feel good now because it's coming off my chest and it's helping me. Like I mean, I've helped a few people over the past. I've got some friends on CGL and the AA as well, which have been struggling a little bit, and I've been going out of my way to help them. Hopefully, I want to be a peer worker when everything gets back on, back to normal in the real world and not the internet world. So I was looking forward to that. It'd be good being a peer worker because I do like helping people, and if I help them, it helps me as well. So yeah.
So besides not starving to death and not dying, how else has your life changed since you found sobriety 4 months ago? Is there anything else that comes to mind?
Oh, yeah, leaps and bounds. Confidence is back. I'm more happy. My health's better. I still have my problems. I am not going to say I don't have any problems because I'll be lying. And to lie about saying, oh, I'm perfectly fine now, it'd be no good for other people. But it is 80% better than what I was. And that's the main thing. And I'm getting better. I'm always progressing because I keep going to my meetings. That's the most important thing. Go to your meetings. Don't miss them. I mean, there's a lady who was at AA. She'd been going to AA for 30 odd years. And she's sober. And they give her a token, 30 odd years being there. And people think, well, why has she been going there for 30 odd years? But she's still sober. Don't keep up on your meetings. Even CGL, you can go to CGL as long as you want until you want to come out of it. And you can do like a bit of service work in there with, we can with AA. You can do your jobs, you can make the teas, or you can welcome at the door. CGL, be a peer worker, or a mentor, or whatever. And it's good to get involved like that because over the years I've found if you do not go to some sort of meeting or keep up the help for yourself as well, you can relapse. And you do not relapse because if you relapse, you're drinking twice as much, hell of a lot. I mean, it's not just drink, is it? It's drugs and whatnot. You can go to NA, Narcotics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, and there's Alcoholics Anonymous. It's not just drink. It's not just alcohol. So the easier it varies. But you could join AA. Start with any time. You can walk in there. They'll welcome you with open arms.
And it's free. It's free, isn't it? They welcome anyone.
It's free. Everything's free.
No cost.
Everything's free. Everything's free in there. And they don't have any. There's no one in charge. They have somebody who chairs it, but there's no one in charge. They're no different to anybody else. And I'll tell you something. I get an email off our chairman who's in there every single day. He gives me a prayer. Gives you the meditation. He says, Pete, are you okay to say it today? That's every single day I get that off the AA, which is good, and that's people. But it's like a family unit, do you know what I mean? And so I would encourage anyone in recovery to actually, even before recovery, because you can go into AA even when you're drinking, and they'll openly help you as much as they can. So with CGL. So you don't just have to go in recovery, but it is good to go in there after recovery. While you're in recovery, sorry.
Yeah. So it seems to me like there are people in AA who are so grateful that someone was there for them when they first walked through the door of an AA meeting. There was someone there who was willing to really ask them how they're doing and really listen to them, maybe even swap phone numbers with them, or give them a lift or something practical. And they remember someone doing that for them. So when they get better, they often want to turn around and do that for someone else. And it just continues, doesn't it?
It's a kindness, and everyone in there they do care. There's no, I'm more important than you, or I've been through worse than you, or anything like that. We're all equal. We're all peers. And which is a great thing. And I can tell by that I've been going there since Christmas time to a year, and we've had some newcomers in there, and I've seen when I walked in how I was when I first walked in, a bit dubious, these people. But the first day I walked in, one of them shook my hand, said, "Do you want a cup of it? Give me a cup of tea and whatnot, tea or coffee, biscuits there, sweets there." Talked to me as if he'd known me for years, and I noticed that. When I've been sat in there and we've got other newcomers, you welcome the same way. Everyone is welcome, which is brilliant.
Doesn't matter if you have money.
It's hope for people.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have money or if you don't have money. This doesn't
you
matter.
Could be a millionaire and you'd be no different to them because we're all alcoholics. That's the only thing the same. We're all alcoholics. And that is our main goal, is to achieve sobriety. And to do that, you can't do it by yourself. You need the help. You need the medical help and you need the spiritual help, which I love. And I'm going to carry on doing it for the rest of my life, because that's the way it is now.
Yeah.
That's my way of life.
Yeah.
I've got hobbies. I've started my gardening up again. I mean, I lost a little bit of track on it, but I've got a lovely garden there. I've got 200 foot. I was going to do an open garden for CGL this year, a charity one, to raise money for them, for like art stuff and maybe whatever, trips out and whatnot. But I've put it on this all this year with this COVID-19. So I'm going to get it plush this year, so it's ready for next year. And we'll do a charity weekend and raise some money for the good, for anyone with any sort of mental health. It could be PTSD or anything,
That's right.
because I think PTSD as well, and I'll go into this sexual abuse as well with your child. I think that can contribute highly to being an alcoholic in later life, and I think it's been found as well. It's I think what's happened in your past life reflects on now, and but now there's no excuse. There's help out there everywhere you want to go. You just have to get on the website and just join there. Just speak, be true, be honest.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to judge you if you've had 2 pints and you go into the AA. It doesn't matter as long as you're there attending.
Yeah.
You want to stop. It will happen, but you've got to help as well. You've got to be positive inside your own head. And I think the CGL and the AA, it helps you, it steers you into that frame of mind where you think, I can do this, I'm not going to give in. So you take one day at a time. Don't think about what's going to happen in 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time, or 4 months. Think about tomorrow or today, one day at a time. And if you can get through today, you've done a good thing. If you can get through the next day, that's just another day. That's a good thing. Just take it one day by time.
Yeah.
And you'll get there. Everyone gets there.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you, Pete.
Yeah,
That's really, really beautiful that you've been through so much in those decades, and you've had so much happen to you in this last 4 months. That's really inspiring. Really, really encouraging to hear.
I would say one thing though to anybody who's listening is I would get in touch with your doctor first. If you are suffering and whatnot, just get in touch with your doctor, because at the end of the day, if you do go into detox and whatnot, it goes through your doctor anyway, and he needs to help you with your aftercare as well. You can't just come out of a detox and into CGL and they look after you. Your doctors have got to be there for you as well. So I would start off with your doctor who put you in the right direction.
Yeah, CGL taught me that if somebody is drinking so much alcohol that they're dependent, if they're physically dependent on the alcohol, if they stop too soon, too quickly, they could have convulsions, they could have seizures, and they could actually die. So that's why your advice about seeing your doctor is really important. And with drugs and whatnot, you can actually stop, and you will not die from it. But like you said there, with alcohol, that is very, very dangerous. Your heart can stop. I mean, I know of one lad. He stopped by himself for 3 days, went into a pub, had a glass of orange, and he had a seizure. Then he vomited it on his own, vomiting. He nearly died in the. If he'd been by himself, he would have died in his own bedroom. So it is quite frightening. So if that is one word of advice: do not stop straight away. Yeah. Have enough just to keep you steady until you get to your doctor, and then he'll advise you properly, and then you'll get the assessment. That's if someone's physically dependent, where their body's become
physically dependent. Yeah.
The signs of that I heard is if you have the shakes and if you have the sweats when you stop, then that's a sign that you may be physically dependent. But you say, just see your doctor or CGL, then you get the best advice, isn't it?
You get numb lips and fingertips are tingling, and your toes are tingling when you get so bad as well. So
Yeah.
you know when you've had enough. Anyone would know when you've had enough because you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you so
Good.
much. I really appreciate your time, and thanks for sharing your story with us.
No, you're welcome. Yeah. I just hope it helps. That's the main thing.
Yeah, great.